amazing.
Yeah. Let me test the mic real quick.
Beautiful
that was
sound.
Chris.
We used to do that for
We
Talk
did.
Can
We
Talks.
Talk
Damn,
Can
Talk Can
Talks.
Talks.
That's a sick ass name.
I
So-
That's a
forgot
good
about
name.
Talk
Yeah.
Can Talks.
We
That's
used,
a
to,
good
we used to have this segment with our old co-host, shout out GB.
Rip.
GB.
That's what you should
Well, his
bring him
name
back
is
for.
Jesus.
But his nickname is GB.
Yeah, well, my nickname for him is GB.
Why do you call him
Only
GB?
Mario's
Goofy
name.
Goober? No, that's not even
Actually,
the right.
I don't even
acronym.
know how it because he calls himself Jesus. And
But his
then-
name's not Jesus.
But when he's
No.
drunk, his alter ego is Jeebus.
Oh yeah.
And then, so I think I did just drunk randomly just
pego.
started saying GB instead of Jeebus because I
GB.
wanted to be outside the box and be.
You should come up with
unique.
names, dude. You should be like for rappers or like nicknames.
I used to be a cholo actually.
Wait.
My nickname was Cheeks, so it was pretty dope, bro.
Ah. They were literally beating those cheeks. Yeah. Damn.
Fuck, I was gonna say something. Anyways, whatever. You guys ready?
Yes.
Was that not it?
Vive con huevos. 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 No sé si lo saben.
we do like a cold,
Damn, I
cold
thought you were
intro.
doing so good. I was like, this is
I
so
usually
good.
leave that in.
This is so good.
It'll stay in.
What's up, guys? My name is Mario.
My name is Sylvia.
My name's Bao.
Welcome back to another Vive con Huevos podcast. Shoo! Guys, today we have a very special guest with us. Had his hand in nightlife, in Latino culture, but there's more to that than just.
Earlier today in a barbecue sandwich.
Oh yeah, we were in a barbecue. We were
Elbow deep.
We were huevos deep in a barbecue sandwich earlier. We'll pop that over here.
They were really good.
They were
Yeah,
fucking
they were bomb.
bomb.
Were you touching my drum set? Why are you sweating, Mario?
Dude, I'm always sweating. It's like.
I think he was touching my drum set.
But guys, with us today, we have Albert Dinero in the building.
Thank you.
Alberto, I was trying to come up with your intro, bro, but today, listen, I've been doing this shit for 3 years, and I have never been stumped on doing somebody's intro ever.
That worries me. That's not. Is that good?
That's a
Is
good
that good,
thing.
pal?
That's
I
a
think
good
it's a
thing.
good thing.
That's a
Alright.
good thing. Because there's not a lot of you online.
Mhm. Who is he?
Who
What
is
does
he? What does he do?
He's like the mystery man.
He is the mystery man. But we're here to unpack all of that for you guys today. Alberto, today's your platform because I know we've been trying to do this for a fucking long ass time.
Yes.
Since shit.
I almost thought you didn't want to do it. I was like,
when the fuck did we meet Micah?
I'm probably stumping him. Is
That
what
was
I thought.
last SDFC season.
And she's had 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Right? Like
La
she's
reggaetonera.
killing it.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know this, but Micah is our official producer. She's always
yeah.
back here. She's always here just telling us to shut up. And
She actually came up
She
with the
didn't
name.
know that either. She
Yeah.
just found out.
She just found out that she's recently employed by Vive con Huevos
as our producer.
as a producer.
Hey, you want to talk about somebody that's good at coming up with names? Micah can come up with names for days. Like you next project Vive con Huevos does.
We're not even going to be named
We're
Vive
not
con
That's your
Vive.
Huevos
gal.
anymore.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, Huevos con
Vive
live.
con Micah.
Vive con Micah.
Vive como bueno. But anyways, guys, yeah, enough joking around. Alberto Dinero, thank you so much for being here today. It's an honor, my dude.
Real quick, I have to stop you there, bro, because you just said enough joking around. Listen, bro, all I do is joke around.
That's perfect.
So we cannot have enough joking around. Like this whole hour needs to be just us.
I am the most
joking
unserious
around.
person. I'm only serious on the podcast.
I'm staring you in the
But, like,
eyes right now. You better be serious.
I'm sweating. That's how unserious I am.
Okay.
No,
you
but
guys, you guys seen this? You guys seen this?
the eye contact is crazy. It's making me nervous.
Let me throw some around. Let me throw. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. I don't
Tengo
wanna,
calor, tengo
I don't wanna
calor.
throw him off.
Yeah, that's how he gets me to sign we did. Oh, I'll sign an NDA, a
Yeah.
non-NDA.
That's how you signed the NDA.
Yeah.
That's how Micah became my friend. I got like another 2 good years with her before we have to renew a contract.
Before you can spill the beans, and in 2 years you can come on here after the NDA is over, and you can just spill
Say
all
everything.
of Santa Micah just tea.
You know I got stories.
Yeah.
Not about Micah, but you know I got
Oh
stories,
yeah,
Mario.
yeah. But anyways, Alberto, for the people who don't know who you are, what you do, I know you have your hands in a lot of different places, but realistically, it's a lot of culture stuff. So let's get into that, bro.
Yeah, I love the culture. What am I? Human. I
I'm not gonna-
love music. I love anything that has to do with creating music, the shows. the shows are new. I think I've always had a love for music, but the shows, the events, all that stuff's
Mhm.
like few years. But for sure, culture. I love to cook.
Okay. Okay. See, that's something we didn't
That's
know
something
about
we
you.
didn't know, yeah.
I love cooking. Yeah, like make a bomb ass steak. I can make really fire ceviche, and we're not talking like simple. Like I will find the most like obscure little. Like, have you ever had a ceviche con salsa negra with a burnt tostada?
No.
So like
Oh.
you burn the tostada, you add that into the sauce, and it's like a smoky flavor.
That sounds delicious.
I normally
does
burn my
sound really
tostadas
good.
like if we make them ourselves, but like it just comes out of
By
like,
accident.
By accident, like I forgot something, and like next thing I was like, "Oh, sure, I'm gonna eat it," because I hate throwing
You
food
have-
away. I hate throwing food away. Bao and I just had this
I
discussion.
don't know, Mario. It seems like you're living pretty good. You could like throw a few tostadas.
right?
Yeah.
But he doesn't.
No, I don't.
Is that
The
Hispanic?
trauma, yeah.
Trauma.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bao and I got into a little argument a few weeks ago because there was one week we went grocery shopping, obviously, and we meal prepped for the whole week. But that week, for some reason, we were just eating out a lot.
No,
And where-
we
where-
ate
where do you
out
go?
once.
Where do you guys eat out? Okay, but if you guys eat out, where do you
Oh
guys?
no, that day we went to In-N-Out.
yeah.
It was, I mean, it was exciting, but it wasn't like that exciting.
And I was like, we can't be dropping $200 weekly on groceries and be eating out every other day. Because then I got mad because we were throwing away the food.
So then I ate out the next day. He didn't
Yeah.
balance.
He's saying all this as he's eating a burnt tostada. Like,
Yeah.
fuck, we can't keep doing this.
Did you ever watch the show Everybody Hates Chris?
Yes.
I'm like the dad. That's 2 cents that you just threw away.
I know.
No, I'm the same way. Yesterday at the birria place, I spent like an extra $2 on a bottle of water that I had in my car. It was the same brand and everything. Like,
Oh fuck.
I was so mad.
That would kind of piss me off too.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's water. You'll drink it.
And it had like a special name too. It was like agua en botellada, and I was like, "Ooh, that sounds fancy. $2 for that. Like, give me
bottled
give me
water.
4 of those."
Okay, I got a question for you then. How do you rank your water brands?
Damn, we're gonna
Top
get
5
into this
water
right
brands.
Top 5 water brands. I'm actually prepared for this. This is like the one question I'm prepared for.
Okay.
Is top 5 water brands. Number 1, you gotta give it to Voss, and that is only because of their
Fancy.
glass bottle. But I know there's a lot of brokies out there for you, so I'm gonna give you a hack. All right. Tied for first place is Voss water, which is my personal favorite.
I literally thought you were gonna say Tide, like when people were eating
Tide
fucking
Pods.
Tide Pods.
Pods. No.
Yo, Tide does not need any more sponsorship
No.
right now. Like,
Bleep
they
the
don't-
name.
They don't need any more stories. Yeah. Fiji is the next one.
Okay.
Fiji.
I fuck with Fiji hard.
Did
Yeah.
you guys
If they
know that
came in a
actually
glass
came
bottle,
back as one of the worst waters to drink?
Mm-hmm.
damn.
Damn.
Yeah.
Everything
I
that's
just
bad for
recently
you,
learned
so-
that.
I stay buying Fiji water.
You
It just-
do. Yeah.
But see, the only
Yeah.
reason I like these 2 brands of water is because like it's a flex. Like you have some nice Voss waters, you have some Fiji waters. It's a flex, you know.
I'm not gonna lie, I do feel like a little fancy when I have a Fiji water.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I'm
Yeah.
better than everybody else.
Yeah, it's that picture. I feel like
Yeah.
I'm in Fiji,
Yeah.
like, and you're not. Like,
And
I'm
you're
the one
not.
that's-
You're not.
It's like, oh, you got 7-Eleven brand water?
How do you feel about
Sorry.
Evian?
I used to actually refill Fiji
Fiji
water
water
with Evian. No, I'm just kidding.
Con agua de la manguera. Más
Bro,
para que piensen.
see, this is a tough question because I already have the answers, but I will drink water from the faucet. I will drink water from
you're not a water
the
snob.
hose. You can spit in my mouth, like anything. I'll drink the water, right?
After a little bit
But-
of Hennessy, I think everything goes. Yeah?
But you want us to talk like water brands? I mean, I got you water brands, and the first 2 are Voss and Fiji. And sorry, Evian does not make my
Really?
list. Yeah, it does not. Sorry.
Wow.
It's one
Is
of the
it-
best waters you can drink.
Because it's like purified, like natural spring, actual natural spring
And
water, right?
it doesn't come back with very many plastics.
See, that shows you how evil marketing is. Because I'd rather fuck around with some Fiji water.
Evian's just
And
as
it's, like,
expensive
really
as Fiji
bad.
water, if not
Mhm.
more expensive.
It
Yeah.
tastes like crispier.
Evian?
That's marketing, bro.
It
Yeah.
wait, Fiji or Evian?
Evian.
It does. It tastes like clear,
like
like
real
I don't know.
water.
See, it's
how to
hard to
explain
explain, but
Sabe agua.
it tastes like water you want in your mouth. You know, pause.
Versus the water you don't want.
Yeah, versus
in
the
your mouth.
versus the Hennessy spit that you
don't want in your
at
mouth.
least sober you don't want in your mouth.
Yeah, so
Anyway.
that really stuck with you guys, huh?
It was one night. We all were a little crazy that night, right?
I told you not to tell anyone, Mario. Anyway,
We have a special guest, you guys.
Yeah,
He's
Mochi,
back.
Mochi in the
Mochi.
building.
Mochi in the building.
Okay, I'm gonna get a little bit of hate, and I've said this on prior podcasts before, but I really fuck with Arrowhead.
Oh my God!
I really like Arrowhead.
I'm waiting for everybody's reaction to him saying he likes it.
might
I don't
be-
know. I'm
No,
just like-
he knows how we feel about it.
It might be because I'm Salvadorian. I don't
I
know. There's no
judge
good water in El
hard.
Salvador, but
yeah. Any water that's like bottled for him is like magic.
it's like,
so
yeah, it's like, oh my God,
that's-
you guys'
yeah.
water.
Yeah.
Bottle. You guys, water comes in bottles. Not
comes in a
little,
whole crate
not in
of
little bags.
24.
What the fuck?
You can turn it on whenever you want.
Okay, but when you go to Latin America and you get those the waters in little bags, that shit's A1, bro. When that shit's like,
Regular water?
I've
or
never
like
gotten
flavored?
regular water in a plastic bag. I have gotten flavored water in a bag.
You've never gotten water in a little bag?
Like regular water?
You've never been in deep Mexico then.
Damn, you must be really doing good if like you grew up with water in a bag and now like you could throw a few tostadas and you'll be fine. Like you'll be good, bro.
You know you made it.
I'm just saying, Vive con Huevos does pretty good for itself. Yeah? We don't make millions, but we can throw some tostadas away.
But you know what? We're not throwing away. It's Primo's barbecue.
Yeah. Oh,
No.
that shit was A1.
That
Hey,
was
shout out
good.
to Primo's Barbecue. Shout out to Alberto. You got him out here, but they did an amazing job. I'm not
Amazing
the
food.
biggest fan of like over sloppy meat, pause. But like when like barbecue with a lot of barbecue sauce on it.
He looked directly at my eyes when he said that. He was like,
It was just really sloppy that day. But
the meat jokes today have been insane. Like
pause. Just a clap for the meat jokes.
I agree, Mario. That deserves an applause.
No, but Primo, that like plug right here. It was really fucking good. Honestly, yeah. Shout out to Primo. And,
Chef's kiss.
Yeah.
That was
I
really
actually
good.
didn't. I should have asked him, but is he out there every single week? Do you guys know?
He said Wednesday through Sunday every week.
In Barrio Logan,
From
right?
9 to 11 a.m.
We'll plug his Instagram
I mean,
right
9
here.
a.m. to 1 p.m.
Right, well, right now he's at La Vuelta in Barrio Logan.
Yeah.
It's a coffee shop where he sells his barbecue. But as you saw today, he will pull up on
With
you.
his whole ass smoker.
I know.
Yep.
Yes.
Our neighbors got mad and everything, but
I know.
fuck
But
the
it was
neighbors.
good. It was
Yeah.
worth it.
They wanted some probably. That's why they're mad.
We also learned that it's Primo's, not like cousin, but like prime. Like
Mhm.
it's like the best, you know? And I really like that
It
story.
was really
because
good.
when you hear Primo's right away,
Yeah.
you think
Yeah.
of cousins, but I like that he like did it because of a different reason.
No, it was really good because like hot take. I'm not the biggest fan of like Phil's barbecue, like the actual sauce. I feel like it's too sweet. Como que me empalaga muy rápido. Like I'll take a bite and I'm just like, I'm done with this shit.
I love Phil's
I
barbecue.
know you do. You
so-
fuck with it really heavy. Anyways,
Okay,
It's
ready?
all-
Top 5 condiments.
ranch.
I was ranch.
Ranch is top.
Ranch.
Ranch. Number 1. Would you classify hot sauce as like its own thing or just condiment?
No, I
like-
think that's
I
a
think
condiment.
it's a condiment.
Number 1, hot sauce.
I'm a weirdo and I
Okay.
like mayo. That's
She
on
does.
my
I do
top
like mayo
5.
too. I fuck with
I
good
did
mayo.
not like mayo growing up, but I've come to love it. And I think it's because my mom and my grandma used to put it on bread. And it was like, so like,
Like
I
over
always thought,
mayo-y?
well, you know what? Mayo flavor is good. Like it's a good
I fucking
flavor.
love mayo.
On
a-
I
on a
put that
burnt-
shit on everything.
on a burnt tostada that you're about to throw away.
Wait. A tostada with mayonnaise, some frijoles, and a little bit of queso fresco. Don't knock it. It's a good snack.
A tostada was low key like my broke meal. Like a tostada with like mayo.
And now he throws them away.
And a little bag of water.
that I got imported from Mexico.
Anyways,
That you refill with Fiji water.
back to who Dinero is
Oh
here.
yeah, so let's wrap.
We never finished the top 5 water brands. All right, so I was gonna. We're done.
I think we established that we all like different waters in this room.
I like boxed water.
Ooh,
Okay.
I actually can't say I've tried boxed water.
I really like it.
There was
There's
another
something
one when-
crisp
Number
about it,
4 is
smooth.
box water.
There was another. It was like, was it black water that had
Yeah.
like this really
Oh,
big
yeah.
foam, like a
Yeah,
long time ago?
in
Yeah.
it. It was supposed to be
I
really
still
good
like
for
that
you.
water. Yeah.
Yeah. Or you just get a bag in bag of water.
Or you just go
It
to El
probably has dirt
Salvador.
in there. and-
That little bit of dirt, it
charcoal.
has extra proteins and enzymes that your body needs
Yes.
in order for you to be a 6'2" Salvadorian man. I'm just saying.
You are pretty tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like being tall. I wish I was like just a little bit taller.
Yeah.
Because when I
Really?
say
If
yeah,
you guys ever have
Fuck,
kids,
you're
I
at a good
wonder
height.
like if it's gonna be a tall kid or like a very short
I think they're
kid.
gonna be tall.
I think
as
they're gonna be
fuck.
tall as fuck with bushy ass eyebrows.
Yeah.
Bao has some really decent, nice looking eyebrows.
Get a room. Is this how you feel all the time, Sylvia?
Sometimes she hops in. It's okay.
This is true.
All right, let's get into it.
It's
Alberto,
gonna have Sylvia smile.
if my
All right,
if my abuelita came in right now and I was like, "This is Albert Dinero. This is what he does for a living." How do you explain what the hell you do?
So I think that right now that's an interesting an interesting thing to answer because I've always been creative. It's just in different paths. Like I've always evolved or leveled up into some other kind of creative energy. So very recently, just taking a more of the content side seriously. Obviously, you know, everybody knows content is king. You got to be putting out content. What do? I express myself creatively, and I've always done that. And I mean, right now it's like the quote unquote controversial content, which to me, I don't even think it's controversial. I think it's just
I don't
me.
think so. I think just the comments get controversial.
I want to create a platform where we can all have conversations about things that happen in the industry and downtown, because everybody feels this way. And so few people are even putting out content talking about stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
There's your hook. All right, we're using that. We're
Oh,
done.
yeah.
I'm just kidding.
We're done with this podcast. We're gonna go to Primos.
Water
Again.
and
when did you realize like content was for me? Like, was that like the original idea? Like, walk me through that path of like little Alberto Dinero, and like what was the game plan from like when you were younger up until now? Because I mean, content wasn't this big as it is when we were, you know, in high
Yeah.
school or in college. Well, most of us were in college. I wasn't in college, but
I
was in
I was a
college.
baby, dude. I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
Damn, did I just age
I
myself?
think so.
Fuck.
Bag of water over there.
It's Salvadorian bag of water.
Okay, so if you were to go back to my like earlier creative stuff, I feel like, you know, it'd be so different from what I do now. When I was in high school, I really got into theater, right? But I was also into cooking. I was like the Troy Bolton of theater and cooking.
I
But I
love
also
that.
did wrestling, right?
Oh
So,
shit! Okay.
Yeah, you know, not only was I strong, you know, I was also, you know, had her heart like Troy Bolton. But actually, one of the biggest influences in my life is Troy Bolton from High School Musical.
You don't say. If you wouldn't have said anything, I wouldn't have known.
So in high school, I started with a lot of theater stuff and a lot of creative stuff. I actually won a competition for cooking in high school.
Really?
Yeah. And
What
it was
got
like
you into cooking? Because I feel like you mentioned it a lot right now.
being
Like,
broke.
Yeah.
Like I think like trying to make food at home and make it taste as good as you imagine food outside of the house to taste.
Mm-hmm.
Also watching a lot of Food Network, right? The competitions. Oh my God. When those competitions would come out where it's like, yo, pick 5 ingredients
mhm.
and you have to make something.
Shit gives me mad anxiety when the countdown is just and they're in the fridge trying to get
Yeah.
everything. Yeah, but
After so much content, you got to realize that's all
Yeah,
fake,
that's
right?
all
You're
fake.
You're like, there's no fucking way this person really like cooked a whole chicken in 5 minutes. Like,
It's like those TikToks, like cook a meal with me in 20 minutes, and then I make it. I'm like, why did that just take me fucking 2 hours?
your fucking kitchen's upside down.
Yeah.
You're frustrated. You don't even want
One
to eat.
pan meal, and you need 5
Yeah.
pans. Like,
You
it's
don't
like that
even-
meme that's like, you know, I didn't want to spend $20 on a salad, so I just bought like $50 worth of ingredients. And I'm just
Yeah.
gonna throw them all away.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that same feeling.
Do you feel like that helped you tap into what now is what you do creatively? Like, how did that like cooking tie into your creativeness now?
I think you know, going back to using what you have as far as like those cooking shows or like, you know, not having that many ingredients, it's like you learn to be resourceful and just, you know, you get to be creative. And I think that's like one of my biggest outlets for creativity is cooking. And it could be like simple stuff too. Like the other day I got excited about making taquitos or whatever.
Sorry about that. The peanut gallery.
peanut gallery's getting a little aggressive.
Damn.
Hold on, Mario, pause.
Y tan solo con desprecio me has pagado. Vive con huevos, compa, lo que es. Que si una vez dije que
All right, we gotta.
And
we
we're
have-
back,
We have, to, we have to split up the lover
Yeah,
dogs.
sorry. The lovers weren't loving today.
Micah looks like she's been going through it.
Hold on, I'm gonna use this for the actual.
You guys will actually see what she looked like. She looked like a stressed out parent.
Yeah, it happens. Sometimes kids misbehave. But you were saying, bro, my bad. Your creativeness
taquitos.
with the yeah. He's like, I don't know, burnt tortillas. Where the fuck were we?
You know, I played Jafar in high school
Okay.
in our Spanglish production of Aladdin.
Really?
Spanglish.
I can actually kind of see that.
Yeah.
I like
That's
it.
something you don't really hear that often. I never.
I'd be surprised if like half the room here played Jafar in the movie Aladdin or the play Aladdin.
Oh, I had a six-pack in high school, and I was actually Aladdin. And then, just kidding. No, it wasn't.
All my insecurities just came back. End the podcast here.
Were you in theater your whole like high school career?
Yeah, most of it. So I did theater most of high school, and then got into sports like half of it high school. But yeah, so it didn't happen until I moved. So okay, long story short, when I was like 16, my family moves back to Mexico, right? And I was fortunate enough to stay with this white family named the Jensens. So the Jensens are the reason I'm this. No, I was kidding. No, shout out to the Jensens. So I was able to stay with them. And this was kind of like I think I started to take things more seriously when I was with them, because it was kind of like, yo, I'm on my own. My family's in Mexico. I want to like actually pursue things that I enjoy. So it was like pursuing a lot of creative stuff meant like, I want to do the whole Troy Bolton thing. I want to do the theater. I want to do the wrestling. I did the cooking stuff. Like I was always very creative. The way that I proposed to my girlfriend for prom, like, shout out Kanye for providing the song for that. And, pulling up with like these flowers and this thing that I did. And I had like the whole school, like it was like a whole production for me, And
Every
that's when
girl's
I was
dream.
like, I love
Yeah.
this shit.
You
So-
were living High School Musical.
Yeah.
I was living High School Musical. I think that's also part of the problem. It didn't humble me. High school, like it didn't humble me, and that's the problem. So then I was like, okay, the real world is gonna humble me. So ended up like I left the Jensens because I was like, I need to go live on my own. Like I need to go do this shit on my own. And it did not work well because I was living in my car. So I mean that wasn't like great. But
How old are you again?
18.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, and then ended up moving in with this Russian girlfriend at the time. And it was crazy because I mean, the story of like how her family came here, and it's like, dude, I've always like as an immigrant, then like I've seen like other immigrants, and like it was not like they crossed the border type thing. It was like her dad got kicked out of Russia, like he had a business, there was money involved, like I was like, dude, this is insane, and again was trying to say, hey, I want to like go out on my own, do my own stuff. After living with this very nice white family, like they took me to Hawaii, they took me like all these places, I was able to get a six-pack when I was with them. I was able to not stress on the things that I was stressed about when I was living in my Mexican household. I was like, dude, so this is the high school that I went to, and across the street was my house, and I had a pool, and I lived in the pool house.
Yeah.
I was living life.
Yeah.
Like, yo,
As a high schooler,
let's go
that's like every
party
high
at my
schooler's
place.
I was
dream.
about to say,
Yeah.
it was the
Yeah.
parties must have been epic.
it was
Yeah.
so epic that cut this part out. Like it was amazing. Like I loved it.
The only thing I can think of right now is like 22 Jump Street when 21 Jump Street. But the one with
Dave Franco.
yeah, with that one, and he's trying out for Peter Pan.
Oh, yeah, Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill's trying out for Peter
Yeah.
Pan. I had a dream.
I've got a crow.
Yes. Yes.
Now I want to hear this song.
That's always what I wanted high school to be. Was
Fucking love that shit.
I would love it if that's what high school was. I thought like that's what high school had to be, was like you would do these crazy things and then you're on drugs.
Which I was, but
Which I wasn't.
Isn't that
people-
crazy how that skewers your like your perception of things? Because like you do go into like high school sometimes like watching these movies, or like for me it was Project X. But like growing up as a border kid, you kind of do have your kind of version of Project X because we would cross the border so much and the parties were pretty epic.
Yeah.
But it wasn't as like ragery
No.
as that, right?
Yeah.
But that still like alters your perception of what high school kind of is. And I feel like a lot of people go into like these situations and you're like, oh, this is what it's going to be. And it doesn't live up to that hype.
So really funny story real
Yeah.
quick, because it kind of goes on that. I have a friend that lives in Australia. He's from there. and he was down here. Yes, he was down.
He was down on the
We're gonna
way.
fight about this.
Hold on.
We're not gonna fight about this now.
Who this
I'm just
is.
messing with you.
He was down here during our senior prom, so he went with one of our then friends, and he thought that prom was gonna be like American Pie. And he was like, I'm gonna have the best fucking American experience ever. And like our after party was mid as fuck, you know, like it was
Yeah.
just a house party. But he really thought that it was gonna be like an American Pie status party. And I was like, man, sorry to disappoint. but,
Unless
like,
you're one of the cool kids or like the horny kids that are like in band camp or whatever. I think you got to go
Says
with like
the
a
theater
partner,
kid.
like
Yeah.
plan to go with. Yeah. But you were doing the whole Troy Bolton thing, right? You're also playing sports, or
yeah.
oh, cool. Yeah. That's good. No, okay. You know what's a movie that kind of lives up to the high school experience, I think. And it's so funny because when I showed this movie to my mom, she was like, "You know, this is not what fucking being a fucking high schooler is, right?"
Grease.
Yo, that just aged you so bad.
Why are you doing that to this side of the couch?
so
The fuck?
Hey, forget Primo. We're talking to Abuelo over here.
Güero. Tell me more. I fucking love that song.
Did she
bro.
put
It's a
up
great
a fight?
movie.
You know what's a really weird part of that song is when she says, "Did she put up a fight?" Like, bro, this is the
Yeah, it's
like the 50s.
Yeah.
Like that was a
True.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Actually, that didn't even
Never
dawn
thought
on me
about
until
that.
right now. Oh shit.
And
I
then
don't
if you
like
hook
that.
up, you're
Oh,
like,
God.
"Damn, you were easy,
Yeah.
girl. You were easy. You didn't even put up a fight."
Damn.
Anyways, you were saying?
Super bad.
Oh, yeah.
Super Bad was the movie that I showed my mom specifically, and she was like, "Yo, this is not." But she loved it. Like Super Bad is so funny.
Yeah.
But it is not like the average high school experience. But the reason I think it is very accurate is because of that feeling of like at the very end when they're like going to different colleges and it's just kind of like, hey, it was the time that we had, and now it's like everybody's gonna go and do their own thing. Which I didn't really have that with my friends. Like we all just kind of like still stayed and like we did our own thing and whatever. But yeah,
For me, it was different. I think I dispersed from like my high school friends later, like a little bit more into after community college, realistically.
Because we went to extended high school.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
why.
much South Huevos. It's like fucking
Yeah.
black hole.
where's that at?
Southwestern
Southwestern.
College.
I went to
Yeah.
Bonita and he went to Mater Dei, so
Oh,
we're
yeah.
like right there, and so everybody just started to kind of like would go to Southwestern College after high school.
Gotcha,
So it just kind of felt like another 2 years of
Yeah.
high
Mhm.
school. Yeah.
But yeah, no, yeah. So I didn't feel that like separation. It wasn't even like separation exactly. Well, I guess for a little bit because like you grew up with these people and you were with them for so long and so many like and now
Nah, I
you're-
was ready to like say bye to everyone. I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
dude, like get me out of here. Like I'm gonna be so big. Fuck you guys. And then it's like next thing you know, living in my car. I'm like, yo, Russian girlfriend, can I live with you for a little bit? Like,
But those are the things that humble you, you
Yeah.
know. Like if it wasn't for that experience, would you be where you are? I mean, it's cliche, but would you be where you are right now?
You know what's funny though? Then I went like completely like opposite pendulum, where then I got like super serious about working and like corporate job and like moving up the ladder and doing all these things. Where it's like I have to have my apartment. Like I needed a place in downtown. I needed to be able to like vacation. I needed to be able to like have money to go do this, and I wanted to go party. Like, and that became my focus. And it was like, I'm still gonna kick ass at this, But then it's like at some point that like I wasn't doing the creative stuff enough. Like I was doing it just enough to be like, yo, I'm a creative. But like even when I was taking photos during all this, I wasn't taking a lot of photos of myself, and that's really what like I enjoyed when I was doing theater, when I was doing all that kind of stuff. Not only that, I love storytelling. Like right after high school, I was like very fortunate enough to work with La Jolla Playhouse.
Oh wow.
And they kind of they helped me write a story about my life, which was basically about this kid. His name is Benito, and he's gonna go. His family's gonna move back to Mexico, right? So it's like the day of. It's like, hey, we pack your stuff. Like we got to go to Mexico. And he's like, no, I have this wrestling match. Like I got to go to this wrestling match. Like the team needs me, the coach needs me, all my friends need me to be there. So I think in a way that feeling of like high school and everybody's parting ways, I had that when my family was leaving. It was kind of like that feeling of like, no, like I need to stay here. Like this,
Like
maybe
I have
that's
unfinished business.
yeah, kind of thing. It was more like that. And so then he like leaves for school, and these two characters appear. One of them is a luchador named El Rey, because my parents used to call me El Rey growing up. And on the other side is this late night show host named Burton. And he's like very Americanized. He's very like, you got to do what's right for the business. You got to, do, whatever, stay here, consumerism, all that kind of stuff. And so the whole story is about them fighting it out and being like, yo, Ray's like, you got to go with your family. And Burton's like, no, dude, you got to stay here and pursue the American dream. Like, you got to do that, And keep in mind, like, when my parents left, I did not have like a legal status, And thank you to my white family, like, they Americanized me a little bit more than I was before. And so the whole story was of that. And I started to realize, like, look, I love telling stories. I love, and expressing myself, as I tell these stories. And then so on. I mean, it's like, then it became like, I love hearing other people's stories. So it's, again, like, the creative angle has always been there. It just has always like shifted from one thing to another, because after doing like the whole corporate thing for so long, I was like, dude, I really got to get back to being like a creative. Like, I was doing creative stuff, but behind the scenes, I did not feel like a creative. Like, a friend of mine said, you look like a señor. And I was like, yeah, like, I feel like I did look like, and I was becoming my parents. And I was like, dude, like, why did I always feel like they looked older? It's like, I think you kind of just give up and you're like, okay, like, I'm not going to keep up with the trends. I'm not going to, like, I was rarely buying myself clothes. I was like, just kind of like doing the whole, I'm just going to like afford to live this life that I feel like this is what I should be doing as an adult,
Which I think most of us as creatives kind of struggle between that fine line before you kind of like dive in like feet first of like, am I doing this correctly? Should I even do this? I feel like I'm old. I'm like too old, or like, I feel like a lot of us kind of fall into that, like kind of what you were saying, where it's like, should I, I don't know. I feel it a lot, especially like at our tender age of 30 something. Sometimes I'm like, damn, should I like dive into this feet first? But then also like, who gives a fucking flying fuck?
Yeah.
I
just
love
see
doing
all
this.
those things where it's like these people don't hit their creative peak until past the age of 40. And so I struggle more with like making it a priority to be creative, which I think if you are creative minded is so important because it impacts your mental health so much. And when you're meant to be creative and then that's none of what you're doing,
it fucks with you.
Sí te afecta.
Yeah.
If you were ever to get back into the theater space, what's like your dream job?
I would be a performer for sure. Like, I love to perform. I would love that. I'd love to just be somebody else.
Is there like a play or a specific show that you would want to be in?
It sounds kind of corny, but it's A Streetcar Named Desire, where Marlon Brando is like, Stella, Stella.
Yeah. Love it.
I love it.
So it's funny, like getting older and being okay with the timing, or like that feeling of like, it's okay, I'll get there when I get, not necessarily, but because I went through these phases where it was like, I don't know if I'm gonna live past 27, right? The way that I was living, I was like, I'm gonna be part of the 27 Club, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, rock star. That's fucking dope. And I'm just gonna do whatever I gotta do. And I was wild. Like, I mean, like, you talk about Project X parties, like, that was what we were doing. Like, we were crashing parties that we weren't supposed to be at. I remember Jungle Juice being a big thing.
Oh
yeah. Like, all kinds of drugs were going around. Fucking, yeah. It was a crazy time, but it was a good time to be young and just be like, okay, I'm gonna get that out of my system, because the rest of my 20s was really about getting serious. Yeah. So I'm like, before 20, I was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And then when I reached 27, I was like, yeah, well, obviously didn't become a rock star and die
Not
young.
the next Jimi Hendrix.
I'm not done. I'm not Janis Joplin or
maybe 37. Just fucking with you. That's fucked up.
Well, then you go, okay, I'm just gonna let the decade ride out. That's really what I gotta do. Like, why am I tripping? Just let the decade ride out. Once I hit 30, I used to listen to a lot of Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V. V hustle, #hustle culture. Oh man, that was so bad for your mental health.
It was,
Man, it was.
It was like, you got to be working all the time. Everything you got to do is have to be work.
I had to tune him out now. Every time I see him pop up on my For You page,
and I loved him.
I used to
I
really
read all his
enjoy
books.
it.
Like, I still wish him the best, but
there was
like a breakup.
There was a turning point. There was a turning point though. Like in our society where it's like the whole hustle culture was not as glamorized as it was before. Like before, it was like the go go go. What's next? Let's fucking level up. You ain't shit
Yeah.
if you ain't leveling up. But then there was a shift, and I think it happened as like COVID happened, where everyone just started to like kind of just live life a little bit more slowly and take life for what it is, right? Like and actually enjoy it and enjoy the people that are around you. I think we just got such a different sense of what life is
Yeah.
during COVID, and we got a better perspective of like we should just take care of ourselves, take care of our mental health, enjoy the people that we're around, and embrace life right now instead of worrying so much about the future, which is where got a lot of anxiety before, where I
Yeah.
focused so much on the future, and I still struggle with it right now, where I really struggle with being present. But I think during COVID, a lot of us kind of took that like step back and actually started enjoying life as it comes versus worrying about tomorrow.
We were kind of reminded that not everything is like an emergency, you know? Like
Yeah.
I always say,
Yeah.
like, I'm in marketing. I'm not saving a life. Like the email can wait or like that can wait, you know?
Yeah.
Because I guess as much as I want to get to it or because I want to be creative or whatever, like this might be more important right
Yeah.
now. So it's just having the balance also. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I think hustle culture is really like make hustle your entire life,
Mm-hmm.
which, you know, it's very consuming.
Yeah.
But it's funny because at that time, you guys remember the style during hustle culture? It was very minimal, right? Like the V-necks and the black and like everything was minimal, had to be super like, which is crazy because this was an era when they were asking for a lot of you. It was like work all the time, hustle,
Yeah.
hustle. But you should want the most minimal things.
Yeah.
Just want a V-neck. Just want the economy was doing great, the stocks and everything. And now everything's slowed down and everything's maximalism. Like I love wearing the big glasses. I love wearing like the big puffy pants. I love wearing like big chunky shoes and, you know, just having a bunch of shit around the house. Like I used to not like that.
Yeah.
I used to like have like my house be very like empty, you know, and now it's like I have a wall full of shit, you know, and like
Yeah.
that's to me is more comforting and it's better for your mental health than like wanting everything like minimal and, you know.
Yeah, because I'm not saying either that like hustle culture is bad. I think you should still.
I think
be a
you should have
hustler.
ambition. I
Yeah.
just don't think it should consume you.
Yeah, like there should be a nice balance between like hustling and then achieving what you want to do, and also taking care of yourself. We've preached this way too many times on Vive con Huevos. It's like you can't pour out of an empty cup. So if you do nothing for yourself, then you know you're just gonna get burnt out, and then nothing gets done. So yeah, that's when did you feel like or did you have a moment in your life when you were like doing something creative, or at least in like the content creating space, like this is it, I can do something with this?
Very recently, yeah, I think getting in front of the camera, and it started with the interviews, but now it's just become like sharing what I think in front of the camera. Like that's where I feel like right now it's like I think I'm finally discovering what I should be gearing towards versus before it was like my creative, even when I was being creative, it was like how can I collab with somebody or benefit somebody, or like then it's like mutual, because that was always a big thing, was like collabing.
Yeah.
But now it's like, okay, like creativeness could just be I'm just being creative and I'm just expressing myself. And like I do feel that the most when I talk about things that I feel need to be said, and that's when I just feel like the most creative, for sure.
That's good. Sorry,
Is Pat leaving?
I was gonna ask that. Is he?
Bye, Pat.
Patricio.
It's okay.
So now
Like waiting for the rest of the list of the waters. I just feel like yeah, I think, you know, we're like, this is kind of what we were talking about, like on the phone, just kind of like finally like taking a breather to figure out like where the creative is coming from. Because again, like it's like, okay, what do I do? Like I'm creative. Where are you gonna see me? You're gonna see me somewhere. You know, like I found the Nightlife thing in the last 3 years, right? And so now that's kind of become like a creative outlet. But like as with any job or anything, it's like at some point it just becomes that, you know. And I think like creatively, you know, if I was to just make my content about nightlife, then, you know, I'm not being so true to myself. Then I just become like a brand that I'm just like constantly trying to do this. Like even during the interviews, I mean, you saw me wearing like these very flashy outfits, which were like very fun to wear. Like, but that's not me on the regular, like, you know. And now that style has morphed into something more like organic and natural. And like, yeah, so I was like the flashy belt or like the glasses or like a hat or something, but it's more relaxed. And that's one thing that I think I've been able to express maybe I haven't documented it with content, but I'm able to express myself more with clothes and like the way that I feel about myself by how I look, you know? So that's always been
How did you get into fashion? Because I feel like that's such a, especially for men, I feel like that's such a sometimes hard thing to like dive into because you don't, at least speaking for me personally, for me, my fashion statement obviously just whack sometimes, but it's very black and white. I'm either
it's very minimal.
Yeah, but
it's very
I mean,
hustle culture.
it is. But I mean,
Gary Vee.
Gary Vee would be so proud right now.
But I consider myself a very basic man when it comes to my fashion. I'm either in a t-shirt or like my go-to is always a button up and jeans. But I don't like to emoji. I don't like to venture away from that. And a lot of that just comes from like maybe stupid traumas of like other men making fun of you, or like you don't want to look stupid, or you're just afraid to try different trends because
you know who
don't
makes me
wanna
look stupid is when I stand next to Santa Micah or DJ
Bro.
Recio and they're wearing their fits, or I'm in the club and someone like DJ Dynamic walks by, or you know, it's like some big artist comes to town and everybody's all dressed up.
Yeah.
Like you'll feel really stupid there,
Yeah.
Mario. All right.
No, trust me. The few times that I've gone out with Micah, I'm like, I feel so
stupid. No,
I feel like a bum,
So
bro. I
basic
feel like
right
a bum.
now.
Yeah.
basic ass bitch.
I feel like
Yeah.
I need to get like those old, like, you know, those old whiteout pens that I feel like grabbing just one of those and just like sprinkle it on me to like get some pizzazz. You know? Like I just feel so underwhelming when I'm around them, dude.
Yo, so that's something that's really cool now. I feel like with style, like I like to wear like the ripped stuff and like the faded looks and like, but if you dress it up nicely, and that's the thing about like you know, about this, what I like too about maximalism is that the more stuff, like it's stimulating, it feels good. It's just like it does, you know, like okay, so that what you're wearing right now, like let's just make some holes in it, right? Splatter some paint, like you said, put some chains. No, I'm just
There
kidding.
are some holes. You just can't see them, bro. Only because this t-shirt's so damn old.
Yo, speaking of holes, you know, something that one time this crush said to me in middle school.
Crazy.
No, look, my crush, this girl that I had like a really fat crush on, came up to me and like broke my self-esteem. She was like, "Are you like really like religious or something?" And I was like, "Why?" And she's like, "'Cause your shirt is holy." And then she walked away, bro.
What a bar. Hold on.
The problem is it made me like her more. I was like, "Oh shit, I have more of a crush on
He's
this
like,
girl."
she likes me.
Yeah. Why else would she mention the hole? You had to get real close up in there to see it.
But anyways, guys, you guys down for a quick break? I
Yeah.
gotta pee
Yeah.
really bad. Mario, pause.
Y tan solo con desprecio me has pagado. Vive con huevos, compa, lo que es. Que si una vez dije que
All right, guys, and we're back. Besides the content, you do a lot of nightlife stuff too. Jesus, why was that so hard to freaking say?
It was like a riddle.
Who did the nightlife
Homie's
stuff?
dropping bars over here.
When did that convert from like doing the content creation stuff into like the nightlife?
Gotcha. So the content creation stuff started with creating content with people that were making music. So around 2018, 2019, I moved to downtown and I had been doing photos. I originally started modeling. So that's how I started into photos. Well, that photographer showed me how to use a camera. And I was like, cool. So I became, quote unquote, a photographer. And so I moved
As long as you have a camera, you're a
you're a
photographer.
photographer. Shoot it all in
Rule of
automatic.
thumb, yeah.
Yeah, don't shoot anything manual. That's for losers.
No one knows what those buttons do anyway.
Automatic does a pretty good job if you ask me.
What's an aperture?
What is aperture and ISO?
Yeah, manual focus is
Here we go. Again.
losers.
Not my shoe. Not my shoe.
Oh my god. It's funny because like Monchi doesn't actually hump her. It's like anything
Or
else.
he's like humping my legs. I think this is it.
Yo, that's crazy. It's like, is he really having trouble finding? Like, all right,
Nightlife.
let me set the scene, right?
Right.
It's 2018, 2019. I'm in that big yellow skyscraper in downtown. I'm looking out the window. I just finished a photo shoot with my friend Noah. He shoots a lot of models. He shot for Bazaar, Vogue.
You were in the thought towers.
Huge inspiration. Don't ruin my montage. They are known for that.
Yeah.
And the background to a lot of adult videos I've heard. But I'm looking out the window and I'm like, yo, I'm gonna do something with music and I'm gonna do something with fashion at some point. And then like I manifested starting to work with reggaeton artists, Latin artists here in San Diego. And it was always something like at the time that it was kind of like a back thought. Like I had my day job at the time. I was doing the corporate stuff, but it was like I was starting to see that like this is really what I want to shift myself into, was more of that creative side. And so slowly start working with more of these black wave artists, and eventually like I'm shooting a lot of their shows. Gets to the point where one of them is like, hey, like, have you thought about managing artists? And that's really where I was like, okay, this is cool. But artists don't really make a lot of money. So, you know, how do you manage that as somebody that's never managed? So it's like you're basically like a hobby at that point. Well, then you realize where the artists are making the money is the shows. You have to be throwing your own shows. You have to be doing that kind of stuff to actually make money. So then we shifted our energy towards, okay, how do we find shows to do? And so the obvious answer was we should start throwing our own shows and do our own event company, which then turned out to be some of our first shows in San Diego. Shout out to Tony V for putting on some of the first artists in downtown, because downtown does not want artists. They don't want reggaetoneros. They don't want performers. They want DJs. And even then, right? But so shout out to places like people like Tony V. Shout out to places like you guys remember Juan Tequila, Daniel the owner. Now he started a new project called El Afters, and they were some of the first people putting us on in downtown. Then we started to book our entire venue. It wasn't just like, hey, we're gonna be a part of this night. Like we get to try the whole venue, do our own event. We started working with Phantom Nightclub and Vegan Hana. And he's like, yeah, I'll give you guys the full venue. So then that slowly starts to become, okay, well, like and again, right, like the whole time it wasn't like, oh, I want to do events. It was like, I love doing photos. Okay, I love doing creative stuff. And now I get to do it for these reggaetonero artists. Oh, that's super cool. Well, they need to, you know, make money. And like, that sounds fun to me. Like, why don't we try throwing an event and get other people to pay us to put on a show, right? You know, as like anything that's creative, it wasn't like, oh, we want to do events. It was more like, what's the next step now? Okay, cool. Like, so these artists, they need to find a place to perform, so then we should be throwing the events. Cool, let's do that. But again, nobody wanted that in downtown, so it was a huge blessing that people were even like opening up their spaces to us, and to the level of which we wanted to do it. Because like, I mean, our demands were always like, and that sounds kind of tough. Like our requests were always like, you know, take care of the artists, give us a budget for this, like, you know, things that if we were in LA would be very common, but in San Diego it's very like, well, you know, we just want to pay a flat fee, you make something happen, right? And there's so few promoters that are doing that, and right now, like compared to what was going on a couple years ago, like the production level in San Diego has been insane, like of the events that are happening. And so that turned into, okay, like maybe, you know, I should be managing the artist, because then it's like you kind of have this whole business where it's like, okay, I have somebody that can perform the music. We're working with DJs that can, you know, DJ the events. We're working with venues. So like that seems like a cool position to be in, where you're kind of like at the center of this, right? And then that turned into being reached out by one of the bigger promotion groups in San Diego to do an event under that name that we had put out. So we're doing our whole collab thing. And then we get hit up by another promotion group, and they're like, yo, are you guys running this page? Like, you know, let's do an event. And that was really where it was like, oh shit, like we really built something to where now people are paying attention. And again, the goal was never, hey, let's make a promotion group, or it was always just kind of like, how do we get to that next level? And that's actually how I had met Santa Maica for the second time. Because leading up to this event, like I said, I'd worked with all these artists, and one of those artists that I had seen one time was Santa Maica. So we're at one of our buddies' birthday parties. I remember because it was like his first time trying Rally's Burgers, which is whatever, but it's just like, you know, like it's Rally's Burgers. So, you know, and then We're all having a good time, you know, smoking, drinking. I'm taking pictures with the Polaroid, you know. I was just always that guy in the background, just like, you know. And then they start playing these instrumentals, and everybody starts going on, and it was like, yo, like, that's another thing I love. I love rap. I love freestyles. I love music like that. Me and my friends used to freestyle in high school. And then I see this girl come up, and she's getting ready to freestyle. You know, the whole room gets quiet, and it's like I could tell there's these two guys that obviously have heard her freestyle before. And I'm like, oh shit, if like there's two dudes standing next to you and they look official and they're like waiting for you to come on, like, you know, it's about to be really good. So next thing you know, she starts freestyling. I'm like, holy shit, I gotta go take a photo. Take a photo. She finishes her verse. I go up to her. I'm like, I give her the photo. I'm like, yo, like, that was amazing. In the back of my head, I'm like, that's a superstar. Like, that's a performer. That's somebody. Right?
It's because she oozes, bro.
Yeah.
She oozes.
She oozes.
She oozes.
With Mochi and your other dog, that makes 3. So I mean, the thing is, like, when you see somebody that's like talented or creative, like, you just know it, you feel it. Like I don't need to be told like somebody's a creative genius or whatever, or like talented, you know, based on the marketing, because marketing can fool you, as we talked about before.
Yeah.
Right. But when you genuinely sit down with somebody and like you experience it, and then after the fact, it was like a good interaction. It was like, oh my God, like this is gold. Right. So that's when I was like, okay, I think I'm on the right path. Like, I'm meeting people that I like. I think like I see the industry for like what it could be in San Diego, because again, keep in mind 2-3 years ago, like none of this stuff was happening. Right. And it's still kind of a bubble. Like, it's still slowly growing out of it. But being able to work with a bigger group kind of put us at the forefront when they're like, yo, what are these people doing? But because of that promo, then I feel like another place reached out and was like, why don't you guys do the after party over here with us? So even though that first event could have been like, oh, bad energy, and we're still going to do it no matter what, it turned into, hey, let's show up, let's do our thing, and let's go celebrate.
Yeah.
Because we did that.
Yeah.
And I felt like I was in the right place. And then you start to see this translate into more similar events, you know. But again, it was the thing was never like, okay, well, now we're going to go into events.
Yeah.
Right? It was always like, okay, what's the next step? What's the next thing? What's the bigger idea? What's like the again, it was always just like looking at it from up here and just being like, we want to be so far up the ladder that like I wouldn't want to get stuck as like, oh, I just make music with my friend, or oh, we just do events in San Diego. Like there was always like, okay, like there's got to be like the next step and the next step. And so the events did turn into like people reaching out more of like I hate this word, but it's also such a good word. It's like creative direction. Like, what even is that? But like, that's what I was like, this is what I love. I love the creative direction of everything. Like, I love being like, okay, how are we going to put these people together, make this happen?
I think it's actually a really important role. Like,
Yeah,
I don't think
yeah.
a lot of people have that type of vision. And I can see how maybe someone that does have the vision is like, what even is that? Like, just do it, you know,
Yeah.
like just put this there or do that.
Yeah.
But most people don't have that vision of like what you can be doing with the space or with whatever, you know, whatever you're creative directing.
Well, especially like, again, in the scene right now where we are in San Diego, like, again, you're paying a fee to make somebody make content, but in LA, you have these terms like, you know, content creative director. You have these things like producer. You have these things where it's like so many layers to it. Where it's like, I'm sure you know you wear so many hats, Mario.
Yeah.
Where it's like in LA, there'd be a policy like, dude, like you there's one position for this.
Yeah.
What really opened it up to me was when I started to go to all like these raves. And I started networking. Like, I'd be the guy that would like, I would see the camera guy recording somebody's set, and I would go up to the camera guy and be like, yo, let me get your info.
Yeah.
Like, who do you know? You know? And then I would see the content that he would put out, and it looked so good, looked so professional. But it was never just him. It was like a list of creative people.
Yeah.
That like one of them was a creative director, one of them was wardrobe,
Yeah.
one was makeup, one was hair, you know?
And then there's things that you don't think about because, like you said, like the girls always say like we just sit down and look pretty, which you guys do. You guys always look beautiful here.
Yeah, you got the eye candy,
Yeah.
but like who's putting in work?
Yeah,
guys?
but there's also like the productions, the relentless networking because that takes me for fucking. Ever.
But you know what they tell me is like, you know how much time they spend on being the eye candy, so it's like we have to put in extra work.
Yeah.
So that becomes
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have a show without them. You know, imagine if there's 3 guys here versus 2 girls and me, the show
No
wouldn't-
fun. Yeah, no
the
fun.
show wouldn't be anywhere near where it
Sausage
is
party.
right now. Yeah, sausage
Yeah.
party.
The ratio we have right now is like a nightclub. You
yeah.
know, it's like 3 to 2.
Yeah,
That's
it's perfect. Yeah. We would have been let in, but if it was the other way around,
We
yeah.
had to kick Patricio out because
It was too many guys.
Yeah.
It was even. You
But
can't do that.
But a lot of people, like, we spoke on the phone when
and he was wearing shorts. So
He was, yeah. But a lot of people don't see that back end work of like the things that you need to do or what the artist needs. And
Yeah.
I think I applaud you for that because what you do is really respectable. Where's my fucking applause? Because so many people don't see that back end work of what it takes to get that artist up there. Like that 1 hour set for that artist was hours of relentless work for the A&R person, for their PR person, their marketing, their content creator. There's just so much that goes into that little bit that people don't realize that we get to obviously see the end product, right? Or like the highlights of what that festival or what that set DJ set is.
and I always enjoyed that. Like I liked being behind the scenes. Like that's something that like I was doing a little too much actually. But that's really where a lot of the cool stuff happens. One of my best, like one of those moments where I felt like, okay, I'm like in the right place again, was we had a show. One of the artists I was working with is opening up for Tito Bambino. And we pull up to this venue. We're supposed to be there early, right? But like there's traffic, all these things, and they're not letting anybody do sound check. They're like, sorry, you guys showed up late. You guys can't do sound check, right? Well,
it's just so important.
I'm not the kind to just be like, whatever. So I like walked over and I was like, hey, I need to use the restroom. So like, cool. And I told my artist, I was like, hey, we're going to go use the restroom real quick. So we go into the place, we go to use the restroom, and I'm like walking around. I was like, yo, like, I was like, ¿conoces al dueño? ¿Quién es el dueño aquí? Like talking to somebody. Next thing you know, who's looking for me? I'm the owner. Hey, what's up, man? I'm talking over here to El Halcón. That's not his real name, but that's his alias right now because he had a nickname. I was like, and he's saying that that you're the owner. You know, we showed up at this time. I was like, but they don't want to let us do sound check. Like, what's going on with that? He starts telling me about how he came upon this place and they used to be his dad's and this business and all these things. And I was like, but what about that sound check though? Right?
Like, cool story.
And he's like, you know what? I like you guys. Come back at 6. I'm gonna give you guys sound check.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, this is where I'm supposed to be. Like, you know, it was another one of those moments. When it actually started, it was insane because once the show starts, you're running around and I don't know why the fuck they didn't have like headsets. Like that always threw me off. It felt like kind of like a hazing or like they're testing you. I don't know what the fuck. But we get there and it's like, I'm talking to El Halcón and he's like, all right, bro, this is the DJ. He's going to be all the way over there on the opposite side of the venue. Here's the DJ that's going to be behind your artist. Your artist's going to come in here. You got to talk to this guy when your artist comes on. You got to talk to that DJ if you're going to make any changes to your songs. By the way, you have 3 songs. Whoa. I have 1 artist. There's 2 more other artists. They're doing 4 songs total. We need 4 songs. Well, I'm sorry. We can't have this.
Yeah.
You know, the DJ says that he can only do 3 songs. If you want more songs, you got to go talk to the DJ. Where's the DJ? He's all the way on the opposite side of the venue. Okay, so I get up and I go to the opposite side of the venue to go talk to the guy. And I'm like, yo, we need to do 4 songs. He's like, okay. He's like, you know what? They actually just told me that we can only do 2.
What?
Jesus.
I'm like, there's 3 artists. I'm trying to break the fucking math down for
Yeah.
him. There's 3 artists. They're doing 4 songs all together. I need at least 4 songs or at least 3 at this point. I'll take the 3. Shit.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, no, we can only do 2. If you want to do more than 2, you got to go down and talk to El Halcón.
Who just told you to go to the DJ?
So I go back
It's like
down.
when you're asking your parents for
Jesus
permission. It's like,
Christ.
well, you got to ask your dad. Well, my dad said I got to ask my mom. Yeah.
I'm playing this game with telephone.
Yeah.
Back and forth. We finally lock it in on 3 songs. One of the artists can't. Oh, shit. We finally lock it in on 3 songs. One of the artists can't perform. So we decide, okay, that's what we got to do. Because there was also dancers. And the dancers were paid to be on the song number 2 and 3, which the other artist was not on. But we had already paid the dancers to be there.
So it was just a clusterfuck.
It was a
of-
clusterfuck.
Yeah.
It was like that who's on first thing. And
Yeah.
you're trying to like make everything work and click and make sense. The show ends. We're going outside. People are coming up to the artist and being like, yo, sign my shirt. Oh my God, that was amazing. I'm a big fan. I'm here from there. We made it happen. The DJ's coming up to me. The El Halcón's coming up to me. They're like patting me on the back. He's like, yo, great shit. You did amazing. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yo, this is where I'm supposed to be. Clap sound.
Yeah. I was like, was there gonna be more drama?
That's the creative director in him.
Yeah, I know that was that. Albert Dinero, no. So now with Nightlife, what are you trying to do? Like, I know you mentioned that you wanting to do a lot more like A&R stuff for artists.
Yes. So okay, that is doing that for the artist. I think was really like my calling. I love being in that space where, like you said, you're taking care of the artist. You're the one communicating for them.
Or you're vouching for them when realistically it's like show day. Like there's just so much on the plate for them already. They're worrying about the show, so you're kind of like their voice, like the voice that they need at the moment, because so much goes on behind the scenes that maybe they're getting played and they don't know, or whatever the case may be, or they just need to be catered to, and know who's doing that for them.
Yeah, who's gonna get them their Fiji water?
Yeah.
No, and you know what's crazy too? Like, it's not always that the venue or the people that are working that night are trying to take advantage of the artist. Sometimes it can be other artists that are disrespectful to that artist, and because you're put in a position as an artist or a DJ where you're not trying to rock the boat, you're not trying to say something, then who's gonna represent you in front of them, right?
Yeah.
Like, I've seen it to where a DJ has been very shitty to another DJ on set, and next thing you know, they're complaining to their management. But if you don't have somebody to like back you up and like all this stuff, like, what do you do? Yeah. I mean, that DJ completely fucked up because that was not the place to do that at. But I mean, stuff like that where, like, if another artist, another one of your peers was to disrespect you, you need to have a team or somebody there that is thinking of that stuff for you. But yeah, also like,
It's like your HR.
basically, yeah,
Yeah.
it's HR with a whole lot of more fucks.
Yeah.
Like, everybody is cussing,
Yeah.
a lot more alcohol, a lot more drugs.
It's the nightlife.
It's basically HR.
Yeah. There's always going to be some sort of energy that's draining you.
Yeah.
Bosses can be draining. A 9 to 5 can be draining, whether if you're on the bottom of the totem pole or you're the top of the totem pole. If you're a creative, there's always going to be something that like that drains you out, and there's always going to be those people around you that are going to be either jealous of what you do, or they don't appreciate you, and even realistically without even knowing you. And there's always, like you said, there's always going to be people around you that just are there for the wrong reasons and are just so, I don't even know how to put it, they're just so draining.
Parasites.
Yeah. Pero, pues,
all industries have it.
Yeah,
is
all
what we're
industries
saying.
have it.
Yeah.
But
like energy vampires,
Yeah.
and that's the thing that's like, okay, if you're gonna work in any industry, and I don't think the problem is necessarily the industry, because like I've worked in so many things, like it comes down to somebody that doesn't want to be there. It comes down to somebody that like doesn't respect you in this work setting. Like, it doesn't matter what industry it is. It could be your dream setting, but if you don't treat it like that when you're there, like this is what I want to do, like you can sense that, you know? Yeah. Why is it that sometimes I get really good customer service at a McDonald's? I'm like, whoa, this person should not even be working here.
Yeah.
Versus sometimes I get shitty customer service at a really nice restaurant. I'm like, switch.
Yeah.
Like give the tip to the person at the McDonald's. Like, they want to be.
But it takes people like you who see that, and I think for an artist, it's really good to have somebody on their team that can see that needs that customer service. Who's an artist that you're like, I want to work with this person? Or is there an industry, or is there a team that you're like, I want to work for these people?
Honestly, I think, you got to go with the biggest. I mean, with Live Nation, Insomniac, like, they're obviously conquering everything because they're doing something right. Right? So, and anytime I see a lot of I go to their venues, I mean, amazing, right? Yeah. Like, the energy, the way everything is handled, the professionalism, and their events are like the hottest events. You're talking about EDC, I'm talking about Insomniac, Beyond Wonderland. I mean, so many amazing things.
Well, even like on the smaller scale here in San Diego, Nova is bringing so many good DJs and in the EDM space. Yeah. So are you more inclined to go EDM versus like?
But see, that's where the creativity comes in, because it's like I can't pigeonhole myself right now to say one type of content, one type of genre. I mean, when I was working with the reggaeton artists, I would tell them, we should do pop. I would tell them we should do EDM, right? Because it's not so much like I think you should go into one thing, but I think like you gotta follow like the trends, but not so much. Like I'm not gonna tell like an artist like, yo, I do this TikTok trend. I think this is really. I mean, maybe that's somebody's job, to tell you that.
But it's dope. I like the melting pot. Like
Yes.
everybody who's tuned into this podcast knows that I'm a Coachella hoe. I
What?
love Coachella.
You?
Yeah, me. If you didn't
Never
know,
even
I
been.
love Coachella. But I gotta give it up to Golden Boys. I feel like they have just such a beautiful niche for when it comes to their festival, where it's EDM, it's the indie, it's rap, it's
Rock,
reggaeton. You know,
yeah.
it's just their dynamic is just the melting pot is just so great.
I mean, they even bring banda.
Yeah,
Like-
I love what they do. They had
Yeah.
Banda MS, they had Banda Recodo, right?
Grupo Firme.
Grupo Firme. Yeah, it's crazy. I think their melting pot of how they do stuff is just so amazing.
I mean, you're seeing that with Dioro. You're seeing that with a lot of the EDM artists, you know, like Bolo, Romy, where you're taking a lot of these sounds that are already familiar, but you're remixing them. And I really think that that's the future of music, is going to be very like eclectic and a lot of remixes. Most of your favorite songs are a remake or an inspiration of another song. And so like the more obvious it feels like, it's because I think right now like music is about the hype. Like if you play me a really beautiful song, I could be like, yeah, it's a good song. But if you play me La Chona with an EDM remix over some Sexy Red, I'm just like blowing, like my mind is exploding. Like that's where we're at right now.
Yeah.
You know,
I've seen this. Sorry, I've seen this really big boom lately of like old progressive house coming back. So like old Calvin Harris and Zed and Alesso, where it's a little bit more of like more lyrics and more sentimental.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the party scene just became very high BPM and like punchis. Man, I really
it was like
towards-
the hustle culture of parties.
Yeah,
like for
exactly. And now we're just kind of winding back, and it's like, let's enjoy this a little bit more.
Let's add some lyrics.
Let's add some soul
let
back
them
into
sing
this.
a little.
Yeah.
But see, even like no lyrics, I think, because everything is becoming so global, like that Takata song, right? Where it's like, you know, sounds, I think, is like the future. Like if you can create a sound that's recognizable to a bunch of people, and then that becomes popular everywhere, like that's music. I think that's where music is heading to.
Yeah.
Especially with the DJs. But I mean, you just have to recognize the shift. Like I'm a huge fan of rap music. I love rap music. But rap music has reached its end, at least commercially, where it's like it used to be the big thing, you know? And then reggaeton became, because reggaeton is kind of like an off branch of rap and hip hop and all that, right? So it became really big. And now you're seeing EDM, but I don't necessarily think that, because EDM has always been popular.
Yeah.
You just have to notice that, like, okay, there's this new wave happening, and like, you know, where are they pulling their sounds from is the next thing, you know? So that's really what I think. I think it's not necessarily going to just be EDM, but it's all going to be kind of like under, like, technically I think it's all pop. Like anything that's like super big and super mainstream is pop. And pop is always going to be king, you know? And so it's always shifted. Rap used to be pop. You know what? It's no longer pop. It's too all over the place now. And it's almost like kind of gross if you think about how poppy rap is become. I mean, you know, so the next thing is just what are the sounds that we're going to pull, you know? And luckily, you know, we have a lot of Latin sounds coming up right now.
Yeah. Well, I got to give it up too to like producers like Hugo. I love Hugo, or Hugo, however you say it.
Shout out Hugo or Hugel or
or like Clooney, that mix kind of like the Caribbean with the house, and they pull a lot from like that Caribbean kind of back end style, which is where I feel like a lot of culturally a lot of music comes from, is the Caribbean. But I like respect their music so much because they do pull a lot of that Caribbean sound and they mix it with like the Latin sound, and it makes such a beautiful mix.
Yeah, I love stuff like that too. Like there's this great video on Instagram talks about how salsa was made. And the guy is like choreographing the sounds, and he goes like, we're going to take these drums from Africa, and then they start playing the drum. We're going to take these sounds from España, and the trumpet. We're going to take, you know, and then like he's showing how music, like the salsa became what it is from all these different sounds.
Yeah.
Right? God, I love music so much.
I think music is just so powerful. You know, we're crybabies here. Well, I mean, Sylvia and I are crybabies. Over here, she's a little emotionally unavailable sometimes. But I cry at sometimes.
I'm like telling my life story. She's like yawning. She's like, oh my God.
But music is just so powerful. And I think there's something so special when someone can hear a song and appreciate every single individual instrument and how that came along and came together to produce that one song. Because I think as a producer, you spend so much time and energy into like the different segments of your song, right? but no one really notices it. Like it takes a
You're
special
like, but
ear
I do.
and a special
But
person,
I do.
yeah, to like realize, the hi-hats and like it's just so much comes into that, and it takes a special person to really appreciate that.
I bet you recognize it. I bet you recognize. The other day, I was in the studio with my friends, and we're making music like this. I'm like, okay, so what if you go?
Yeah.
And I was like, and then what's that sound? What's that? And he's
Yeah,
like,
I don't know what they're called, but I make the
And
sounds. Yeah,
dude, I kid you not. He put the song together. He's like, whoa, just from us going like, and like, do this, ding, ding. He's like adding it, like.
But Dinero, for you, what's next in like the next? I don't want to say your 5-year plan.
Well,
but what
hopefully,
is
like a few more of these podcasts.
Hell yeah.
No, I'm open to collabs right now. Like, I that's why I jumped on this. I thought it'd be really cool to like sit down with you guys and talk creatively. Anything I do is going to be creative. If I do put out another one of my controversial videos, better watch out. No, why are people thinking it's controversial? It's not. It's
it's not. I was just peeping fun at you, but it's sometimes you just.
Why?
Need
What have
a
you
voice.
heard? Who said you?
We said no names. We said no names.
Yeah.
No, I don't think you're controversial. I just think you're allowed a space and you're allowed a voice, and you do what you do with your platform, and that's okay. Whether people like it, whether people don't, that's on them. But if you're doing what you truly love, then that's at the end of the day, that's what content is. You're doing what you truly love. We've said this, I think, in the past 3 podcasts, but if people are going to talk shit about you regardless, so might as well just do what you love.
Yeah,
Why?
we
Who's
have
been talking
that's
shit?
been a theme, actually,
Yeah.
that conversation. Just like people don't know how to take other people's opinions well, or like they don't realize it's just an opinion. Like you don't have to take it personal. Like that's just kind of been
The ongoing theme these past few weeks.
Well, I'll say this much: like whether it's creative stuff or not, I think I've always felt that way, where I'm not sure what I'm gonna do because of X, Y, and Z person or my parents or whatever, right? And so I think it's like about unlearning that and just being okay with it being like it's not even just the creative stuff. Like people are gonna say shit no matter what you decide to do in anything. Like, why is he wearing girl pants? There's your soundbite.
Why does he only wear black shirts? He should change. No, I feel you. But I applaud you for using your voice and your space and your platform to say and do the things that you do. Because not a lot of people we want to speak up, but we don't because we're afraid of what could happen, or being shunned, or being shadow banned, or blacklisted, or whatever. So I applaud you, my dude.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we are gonna start wrapping things up. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I was just gonna say, I don't think I would be putting out any content that was quote unquote controversial if I didn't feel like at some point I wouldn't have a voice in anything that I was doing, and I did feel that way for a second. It was like, okay, I feel like either I'm gonna not be involved with anything nightlife and event related, or I'm gonna create a space for myself to still be saying what I feel and want to say, and make it beneficial to me because now it's content. And it didn't feel like a risk because when I just would keep putting out a video that I felt was true to how I felt and my creativeness, I mean, I would get really, really good reception from it. So
because you're staying true to yourself, and that is really important, especially going into industries like the music industry that's very cutthroat, or the nightlife industry. So I think just staying true to yourself, and it reflects in your videos that it's just this is who you are, Nice. And I mean, if people don't like it, well, there's a door, but luckily,
and if you are going into like the A&R space or something that related where it does deal with the management of artists, you have to be kind of, outspoken. And say, because I mean, if not, then how is an artist going to trust you when they're not in the door? And I think that's the biggest thing for an artist when they're looking for some sort of management or PR team. They're looking for someone that's going to speak up for them, and you are willing to do that.
Oh, yeah, I will. So hire me or add me to your team or whatever. This is a job interview application. This is gonna double as a job interview application.
when he's just gonna submit this when they ask for
every single time.
It's just gonna be the podcast.
Hour 1:30, please just tune in.
That was the whole reason I said yes to the podcast.
But Dinero, before we start wrapping things up, I do want to say thank you so much for spending time with us and getting Primo out here. It's been an amazing few hours with
shout
you,
out Primo.
Micah, and Patricio out here. It's moments like this really really, really fill us up with a lot of joy and enthusiasm to keep going and making these connections. Because in these past few months since we met Micah, we've gotten a lot closer. I really feel like you guys are a part of my family, but it's a lot different when you actually feel that connection with people and you connect with them on a much more deeper level. Mm-hmm. So thank you so much for spending time with us today, because it really just means a lot when you're spending your energy with us.
Are you hitting on me?
should we kiss?
No, thank you guys. Honestly, thank you for having me. Thank you for welcoming me into your home and providing drinks and good vibes. So yeah, thank you.
Anytime.
But before let's wrap things up. If you could go back and give yourself a piece of advice, at what age would you go back to, and what would you say?
Probably like 14 and be like, invest in Bitcoin like yesterday.
Isn't it going down?
It goes ups and downs.
Well, not like, but I heard they were like trying to get rid of it. I mean,
it's at like 60,000. It used to be at 100,000. But when I should have bought it, it was at like 500,
bro.
And it went up to. You know what's crazy? When I got into crypto, like I got into it right afterwards, and it was like, it had gone from $500 Bitcoin to $20,000 Bitcoin in the span of 3 days.
Jeez.
So if you were holding,
I do remember
a few Bitcoin,
that
there was a moment, and obviously, of course, knowing what I know now, I regret it. But Jesus, shout out Jesus. There was a moment where he was like, "Bro, you have to invest into Bitcoin now." And then I was like, "What the fuck is this? This seems like a scam." And I never did it, but I feel you.
Not a scam. I've actually paid my rent with Dogecoin.
Really?
Yeah. So around the time, if you guys remember, Musk went on SNL.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that whole month, Bitcoin was trending, and it was supposed to go like insanely through the roof, right? I threw in a few $100s. Next thing you know, a couple months of rent are paid. A trip to San Francisco was paid. Like, it was one of those things where it was like,
well,
whoa.
doesn't El Salvador take
Yeah.
Bitcoin?
Shout out
like
Bukele.
Bitcoin payment?
Yeah.
Yes, one of the only good things about El Salvador, besides their
Besides
bag
that
of
Mario,
water.
the Mario Salvadorian.
Bag of water, everybody. 0.0000001 Bitcoin for a bag of water.
And Dinero.
Well, so realistically, what I would say to myself.
That was a joking one. Hey, someone did say that a long time ago.
I would do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think just stop worrying. Like, I did the thing in my 20s where I just worried so much about what I wasn't doing, what I was doing, what I was gonna do, and then it all worked out. Like, I don't know. Like, like these last few months, I've literally been letting go, and I don't worry. Like, I could not have rent figured out. Like, it's the middle of the month. I'm like, it's fine. I'm gonna figure it out. You know, something came up with my car the other day. It was like, it's fine. It's gonna work. And I had like a trip to LA, like a week later, and I manifested this. Like, the timing, like it was literally like that Thursday got everything to work.
Wow.
So that I could go up to LA that Friday. And it was just one of those things where it's like, I spent so much of my time worrying and like creating that energy inside my body that like that's all that I know how to do. But now it's like I try not to worry about anything. Like when I got in my car and it wouldn't turn on, it was just one of those things where it was just kind of like, all right,
You know?
Yeah,
when things like that happen, I need to remind myself that it's happening for a reason. Yeah. So like if my car breaks down, or if something bad happens to me where I'm meant to be somewhere, but if for some reason it doesn't happen, or I take a long time to get there, I say, like, you know what, maybe I could have been in an accident. Something could have happened. Like, something stopped me physically from getting to the place that I need to be. And I should appreciate that. So I kind of just psych myself out of it. Instead of it being a bad moment, I say this happened for a reason.
I know that feeling because I have this one thirst trap on my Instagram where I'm wearing this white tank top, right? And somebody said to me, they're like, yo, that was the picture that's not her voice, but I'm not going to say who. But she's like, yo, that was the picture that I looked at. I was like, yo, like, I think that's hot. And, and I would not have that photo if my car hadn't gotten towed that day. Because I then just canceled my plans for the day. I stayed home. There was like the Dia de los Muertos event was happening in my. I live in Barrio Logan.
I did see your post that day. You were over the balcony and you're like, just got towed. I did see that.
I got the most fire pictures, and that was the day that my friend was like, "You want to DJ? I'll show you how to DJ." I was like, "But just try it," you know. Got some sick ass content, and I got one of the best thirst traps. And you're right, like it was meant to happen. Like if I hadn't got my car towed and just been like, you know, whatever.
Once you change your mindset into the world works for you, not against you, everything changes.
The one thing I won't be able to do, I think, would be like if I lost my arm. I wouldn't be like, well, you know, at least it wasn't my right arm. You know, like at least it wasn't my. I'm right-handed. like, I think that one's gonna be really hard
Fucking extremist.
to come back from.
And Alberto, if your story could teach one lesson, what would it be?
If my life can teach anybody anything, if my story can teach you one thing, it is that your story is always continuing and that you don't have to feel like you're at any specific chapter of your life because every day is that current day and just do that.
I appreciate that. Honestly, I really do. Every single episode, we hope like it brings somebody some sort of like encouragement to keep going with their passion project, whatever it is. You are a true testament to going for it and like not giving a fuck. And sometimes a lot of the things with Vive con Huevos, that just means just stop giving a fuck. And I think a lot of us sometimes we stop ourselves because we think of who's gonna judge us or who's gonna listen to our content. But realistically, who gives a flying fuck?
Yep.
Just post it.
Who gives a shit?
Exactly.
Talking to you, Mark. 12th grade.
And the people.
I hope your tires pop today.
and the people want to know top 5 waters. Go.
Voss water, Fiji water, that one glacier water that has like a funny shape. I guess we'll do Evian because Paul wants Evian. And box water made it to the top 5 list, everybody.
Yay!
Yay! Join us next time for the top 5 condiments.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Y como siempre, guys, live your best life, fight your fears. At the end of the day, the only thing that you regret are the things that you did not do. So vive con huevos, guys. We out of here. We love you. Peace.
Bye.
I love you.
Vive con huevos. 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 No sé si lo saben.